الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Understanding Islam. My name is Ashraf Sheikh, and I'm the host for this program. Joining us is Hafiz Muhammad Zaid Malik. Hafiz Malik originally is from Pakistan. He has been visiting us for the last couple, 3 months, and thank God that he has chosen to stay here. So he will be, or rather is, the Imam or the minister of the Islamic Center of Northeast Florida on St. John's Bluff Road here in Jacksonville. Welcome, Hafiz Malik.
Thank you.
And the topic for today's discussion is, why are we here? Basically, why did God Almighty create human beings, and why have we been sent to this planet we call Earth or our home? So I'm going to ask Hafiz Malik to give us, as it has been given to us in the Quran, in terms of the purpose and the way human beings were created. Hafiz Malik, please.
Thank you. In the name of God, the most beneficent, the most merciful, we in the Holy Quran find that God the Almighty had a plan to put his vicegerent on earth, and the same plan was, or the project was discussed before his angels. He, God the Almighty, discussed his plan before his angels, saying that I am going to put a vicegerent on earth. The angels were very much astonished by this plan, and they asked God the Almighty that, what is the reason behind putting a vicegerent on earth? They thought that God the Almighty may need that there should be a creature who may worship him. And they said, we are already worshiping you, so is there any need that you should put a vicegerent on earth? God the Almighty gave one answer, and it was a quite comprehensive answer. He said that, I know what you know not. And then he created Adam, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. And this is, we find in the second chapter, which is the cow, verse number 30. It reads, and remember when your Lord said to the angels, verily I am going to place a vicegerent on earth. And on some other place in the same book, Holy Quran, we find that in Surah Al-Mulk, or the Dominion, verse number 2, the number of this chapter is 67. It reads that, who has created death and life, that he may test you, while which of you is best in deeds? And as we know, we the Muslims, that for each and every deed there are 2 conditions to be fulfilled. First is the sincerity. Whatever we do should be wholly and solely for the sake of God the Almighty. This is one condition. If it is not for the sake of God, then there would be no way, there would be no weight, there would be no importance of that deed in the sight of God, because it would be termed as show-off. This is the first condition. The second condition is that that deed that good deed should be according to the ways or according to the sayings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. And this seems the purpose of our being here on this planet, that God the Almighty wanted to put his vicegerent, his caliph on earth, and that creature should be granted some powers, and those powers should be more than the powers given to the angels or even the jinns who were created before Adam or before the human being. And they had the choice even to disobey God the Almighty. They were shown both the ways, the good ways and the bad ways. And they were given the option, the choice, to choose one of these ways, either to opt the good ways, which is the ways of the prophets, the righteous people, or choose the bad way, which is the way of the devil, which has been mentioned in the Holy Quran too. So, according to the Holy Quran, this was the purpose, or this was the plan of God the Almighty, that we should be, the humans, the human beings, should be put on earth and for a specific time period, and then they shall have to go back to him again on the day of judgment.
Okay. So basically, this other creation that you referred to as jinn, this is a creation that is not human beings, not angels. It was created from fire, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And we are unable to see them, and sometimes we refer to them as ghosts. Okay. So, and that is definitely a creation of God Almighty.
Sure.
Okay. So let's move forward now. So God Almighty tells the angels that I intend to create another being. And that being is going to have a will. Sure. And let's talk about that will, that they are going to have an option to make some choices.
Yeah, before answering this question, let me correct one of the misconceptions which some of us have. That is that when Adam and Eve were in the paradise and they were ordered by God the Almighty to live in the paradise, and there was still another order from him not to go near a specific tree. And we believe that Satan misled both of them, and they actually went near that tree and ate from that tree. And God the Almighty got angry upon both of them, and they repented from God, and God the Almighty pardoned them both, Adam and Eve. And then God the Almighty told them that they have to go down to earth for a specific time period. And he said that there should be my prophets, my guidances, my books will be coming to you, to the humankind, to the mankind. And you have to obey that guidances. So the misconception is that Adam, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, was ousted from the heaven. And we, in this world, are going through a punishment from God the Almighty, which is not true.
Okay.
We believe that Adam was forgiven by God, and he was then elevated to the rank of prophet of God. Then he was sent to earth, to his own kith and kin, that he should guide them, he should show them the way of God, and then he should be receiving more guidances from God the Almighty. Now, coming back to your question, which was, I believe, regarding the jinns.
Yeah, I just wanted to explain a little bit that, you see, Quran tells us a lot of details about jinns and their being. most people are not very much aware of the word jinn. And since you used it, I just didn't want the viewers to be left out thinking, what is jinn? And that's the only reason for me to interject that, but please continue.
Yeah, this creature of God, we believe in their existence, and for the interest of our viewers, I must mention that there is a complete surah, chapter in the Holy Quran with the name of the jinn.
Yes.
And we believe that the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be on him, was sent to both the humankind and the jinns. And they actually believed in him. When he heard the Holy Prophet reciting the Holy Quran, they came and they heard and they believed on his hands. They accepted Islam. For example, in Surah Al-Dhariyat, or Surah number 51, verse number 56, we read this verse, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. God the Almighty says, and I have created not the jinn and the mankind except that they should worship me alone. That was the purpose of creating both jinn and the mankind, that we and they should worship him alone, and we should not associate partners in his worship.
All right, so let's move forward. Now he has created Adam and Eve, peace and blessings be upon them, and they committed the sin. And it is in God's plan, so it is not an eternal sin type concept that they are being punished or we are being punished for something they committed. So it was his plan that human beings would come to earth, they will inhabit earth, and they will be here for a certain length of time, and then they will be called back. In the meantime, guidance would be coming to mankind. Does Quran tell us about the creation of this universe? Perhaps that's a good starting point. We should start.
Yes. We have a very vast range of verses in the Holy Quran, or we use the word ayah for the verse because the Quran is not poetry. There are so many verses or ayahs in the Holy Quran regarding this topic, universe, and what is the relationship between the man and the universe, and how should he explore the universe. And for example, in how many days God the Almighty created this universe. These are several questions dealt by God the Almighty in the Holy Quran. For example, in Surah 41, verses 9 to 12, we read, I may just read the verses of the Holy Quran. قُلْ أَإِنَّكُمْ لَتَكْفُرُونَ بِالَّذِي خَلَقَ الْأَرْضَ فِي يَوْمَيْنِ وَتَجْعَلُونَ لَهُ أَنْدَادًا ذَلِكَ رَبُّ الْعَالَمِينَ. These are in Arabic. I should read the translation only in English. Say, O Muhammad, to the disbelievers, do you disbelieve in him who created the earth in 2 days, and you set up rivals in worship with him? That is the Lord of the universes. He placed in earth firm mountains from above it, and he blessed it, and measured therein its sustenance for its dwellers in 4 days equal in length of time, for all those who ask about its creation. Then he rose over towards the heaven when it was smoke, and said to it and to the earth, come both of you willingly or unwillingly. They both said, we come willingly. Then he completed and finished from their creation as 7 heavens in 2 days, and he made in each heaven its affair. And we adorned the nearest heaven with stars, as well as to guard from the devils. Such is the decree of him, the Almighty, the All-Knower. These verses tell us that God the Almighty has finished the creation of the heavens, which are 7 in numbers, as God Almighty himself told us, and earth. These are also, the earths are also 7 in number, as it is explained in somewhere else in the Holy Quran. And then he put the human beings, and he also provided for them, for their sustenance on earth. And we also see that God the Almighty tells us about the creation of the universe, that this creation